welcome back! It's time for Japanese with Frog. Today I'll be covering grammar card part 2, so make sure you watch the part 1 video so that you're prepared.
In this video, we'll be going over examples from the grammar card. Feel free to pause the video, take notes, and study hard.
You can do it!
In the first grammar card video, we covered this portion. Today, we'll be going over this large portion of the grammar card. After today, you'll have the hardest half of the content on the grammar card mastered. Then we'll just have a couple more videos to finish it. As a preview, these two sections will take a bit of time to learn, but this large section won't take a lot of time. It's actually more like useful information and not really grammar.
Okay, let's jump in. We'll just be working with the first two columns. One of the base te grammar patterns slipped onto the third column, but since we aren't working on that today anyway, we'll just get it out of the way to make some more room.
This list is a bunch of common grammar structures, bunpo, from all 7 bases. So today, we'll walk you through using it with 14 examples total, 7 with ichidan verbs and 7 with godan verbs. To use the card, you just have to change the verb you want to use into the designated base, and combine it with a pattern to say short phrases. Usually, learning the verb phrases, linguistically known as the predicate phrase, is the hardest, but I think it's the core of Japanese language learning.
Throughout our videos, we won't focus very much on nouns, because those are easier to pull out of a dictionary and memorize. But if you forget, you can always ask someone or point out the object. Language learners get pretty good at charades, but it gets confusing if you don't know how to conjugate verbs. So we want to help you with that.
Let's start with this example from the base 1 group. Base 1 plus naide kudasai, which means please do not verb. For our ichidan example, we'll use the verb taberu, to eat. So we can say please don't eat. Because these aren't full sentences but just grammar patterns, they are fragments of sentences. The subject or object isn't specified, so you're really just generally saying please don't eat. In context or with more words, you can make that clear if you just want someone to not eat a certain thing or for them to not eat at all, but we'll get to that later. Anyway, back to our example. Building Japanese sentences feels a little mathematical. These are pretty much formulas and the verbs are the variables. To complete base 1 plus naide kudasai, you need to plug in base 1 of your verb. Base 1 is equivalent to the stem plus nothing, so base 1 is just the stem, or the verb minus ru, which is tabe. Base 1 is equal to all of those things listed there. Tabe plus naide kudasai, or tabenaide kudasai. Please don't eat.
Let's try a godan verb. We'll look at iku, which means to go. You'll be using this one a lot, like when you go to the store, or when you go to church. Base 1 is the stem plus the a sound. Remember, for godans, the bases run through the hiragana column. Ika, iki, iku, ike, iko. Those are the 5 bases. The a sound is ika, so we get ika plus naide kudasai. Ika naide kudasai. Please don't go.
When you can convert verbs into their base 1 form, you can plug them in almost all of the examples on the card. Some patterns are particular to only ichidans or only godans. For example, tabenaide kudasai, tabenai tsumori, tabenai you ni, tabenakute mo ii, taberareru, tabesaseru, and so on.
For our base 2 example, we'll use this pattern, base 2 plus tai, which means I want to verb. For our ichidan example, taberu, to eat, base 2 is still the stem alone, so it's just the verb minus the ru, tabe. So fully conjugated, this would say tabetai, which means I want to eat.
For our godan, iku, the base 2 is stem plus the i sound. Ika, iki, iku, ike, iko. The i sound is the second, so base 2 is iki. Fully conjugated, it is ikitai. I want to go.
For our base 3 example, let's use base 3 plus tsumori, which means intend to verb. For our ichidan, taberu, to eat, base 3 is stem plus ru. Because base 3 is dictionary form, it is just taberu, the same word that should be found in the dictionary. So base 3 plus tsumori for taberu is simply taberu tsumori. This means I intend to eat.
For our godan, iku, which means to go, base 3 is the u sound. Ika, iki, iku, ike, iko. The third one is the u sound, iku. Since base 3 is dictionary form for ichidans and godans, it's pretty simple. It should just be the word in the dictionary for to go. Fully conjugated, it's ikutsumori, intended to go.
For our base 4 example, let's use base 4 plus ba, which is how you make a verb conditional. If verb. With context, it could be if you, or if I, if we, if he, if she, or if they, verb. So take taberu. Base 4 is stem plus re. We know the stem is tabe, so it's simply tabere. Then we add the ba, we get tabereba. So if I eat, or if she eats, or if he eats, etc. For iku, base 4 is the e sound. Ika, iki, iku, ike. So base 4 of iku is ike. Then add the ba, it's ikeba. If I go, or if she, he, or whoever goes.
Our base 5 example will be base 5 to suru, attempt to verb. For ichidans, base 5 is stem plus yo, tabeyo to suru, to attempt to eat. For godans, base 5 is the o sound, ika, iki, iku, ike, iko to suru, to try to go. Our base ta example will be base ta plus hogai, which means should verb or it's good to verb. Again, that can mean you should verb or someone else should verb, etc.
We'll start with an ichidan. An ichidan in base ta is stem plus ta. So if we take taberu, we'll get tabeta. When we add this to our grammar pattern, we get tabeta hogai, should eat. Now let's look at a godan verb. We won't use iku this time because it's actually one of the very few godans that has an irregular conjugation for te and ta. So we'll skip this one and learn the rule of thumb with a regular one. Let's use nomu, which means to drink. Because this is a godan verb, we have to think back to the song. Remember, bu, mu, and nu change to nda. So the stem of nomu is just no. And then base ta, we'd add nda. So the conjugation would be nonda. Nonda hogai, should drink.
Alright, time for another base. Our base te example will be base te plus kudasai, please verb. This is a really important bunpo because politeness is extremely important to Japanese culture. For ichidans, base te is stem plus te, tabete kudasai, please eat. For godans, it is stem plus, and we follow the base te and ta song, bu, mu, and nu conjugate to nde, so nonde kudasai, please drink.
We'll continue to work on verb conjugations as we move along, so hopefully you see why learning and practicing this with many verbs is useful. Being able to switch the dictionary form into other forms is the foundation of verb phrases, which in turn is the foundation of Japanese sentence structure. Today, we had some practice with ichidan and godan verbs, in all 7 bases.
To build on today's lesson, I'd recommend making flashcards of these grammar patterns and continue to practice running verbs through their bases, and then playing with the verb in this chart. Think of this as a grammar playground. Thanks for watching!